Hey rugby fans, welcome back to the channel. Today we're unpacking the Lions vs Sharks URC Grudge match from Kings Park, plus two Six Nations absolute showdowns, France versus Ireland and then Scotland versus Wales, with some really controversial play going on in there. Then we're also touching on the Steven Kitshoff retirement news that has come out around about last week or so. But without any further ado, let's do a breakdown and let's get cracking. Well, first up, that Lions vs Sharks URC clash at the Kings Park last weekend. That was a real grudge match between two desperate teams really to put points on the log. The Sharks came into this one with home advantage and looked to build on their recent form improvement. Really, as Lukanyam said last weekend, they would do. From kickoff, their forwards established dominance in the contact area, which created platform for their backline to really operate effectively. The line struggled with discipline though. Throughout the first half, conceding penalties that gave the Sharks territorial advantage. You could see their frustration really. I mean, it was absolutely palpable among the players, building as they, and it was building as they couldn't get their attacking game really going, and smoothly especially. It started off with a tit-for-tat type of game, with Grant Williams making the first line break that resulted in a try for the Sharks, and the Lions answered shortly afterwards with an absolute brilliant try by Mafura. A key turning point came though around the 30th minute mark, when the Sharks converted pressure into points with a well-worked try from attacking phase play. Really, their ability to maintain possession throughout phase to phase eventually created the gap that they needed. In the second half, though, the Lions showed more urgency, finally stringing together some quality possession, and a late yellow card on your Pinkley for a cynical move gave them the much needed second win that they so desperately wanted. The line break started causing problems for the Sharks defense, but handling errors at crucial moments yet again killed their momentum. The Sharks' defense deserves all the credit though. They made their tackles count and contested every breakdown. Their back row was particularly effective at slowing down the Lions' ball and forcing turnovers. What really stood out though was the Sharks' set-piece execution. Their line-out functioned smoothly and they disrupted several Lions throws in the line-out. At crucial moments, really. This gave them the platform to launch their attacking plays and maintain pressure. Looking at the individual performance, though, the Sharks scrum of Grant Williams controlled the tempo effectively, making up quick balls with tackles and kicking to keep the Lions guessing. On the Lions side, I think it was, who was it? Van der Heever from Vuren that made some really good moments of brilliant play, but lacked the consistent support. However, it was enough for the man to earn the man of the match, so that was a positive for him. The result put the Sharks in a stronger position though on the URC table, as they look to make a late season push, while the Lions need to really regroup quickly if they want to stay in the playoff contention. Well, now we're switching over to the Six Nations. France versus Ireland up first delivered exactly what we expected. An absolute test match of intensity and skill. From the opening exchanges, the physical battle was completely evident. Both forwards packs came to dominate with collisions at the gain line. setting up the tone really for the rest of the match. Ireland started with a better structure, working through their phases with a precision that we've come to know from them. Where France relied more on individual brilliance in the early stages, with their back threes looking extremely dangerous whenever they had ball in hand, especially Ramos. Their counter-attacking ability created several line breaks and had Ireland scrambling. So as a result, the tactical kicking game proved crucial in the match. Both teams used box kicks and territorial punts to gain field possession, but Ireland's chasers were more effective at contesting and regaining possession. At set piece time, France, though, put serious pressure on the Irish line-out, forcing them to adapt their throwing options. This disruption would prevent then Ireland from building their usual momentum and, in their set plays. The breakdown battle was fascinating to watch, though. France committed fewer numbers but contested more selectively and effectively. Ireland, meanwhile, focused more on quick ball play rather than competing for turnovers. A pivotal moment came when France, though, France's defence held firm during a sustained period of Irish attacks and pressure near their line. The defensive stand seemed to energize the French side and shift momentum. The referee's interpretation of the breakdown, however, influenced both teams' approaches to the contact area. As the game progressed, both sides adapted their tactics quite brilliantly, if I might add, to work from how the breakdown was being officiated. In terms of the Six Nations standings, the result has significant implications for the title race. But both teams showed why they're considered amongst the world's best. But the outcome will force one of them to recalibrate their championship ambitions and really having to look hard at the way they perform. Coming back to the way they analyze and they would play according to how the officiating went down at the breakdowns, it puts me in mind of how Rusty always used to say that players should always try and play the referee's game. So whenever you feel like there's a bit of a 15th or 16th man playing for the opposing team, that is absolutely a key way to go. Start playing the referee's game. Now moving along swiftly to that Scotland and Wales match, and the controversy that got quite a few people talking. The game itself was a back and forth affair with both teams showing attacking intent. Scotland's backline looked dangerous, especially with ball in hand, while Wales defended with determination and looked to counter whenever opportunities arose. But let's get to the real talking point here for a bit, and I'm going to want to spend some time here. That disallowed try by Murray when he hurdled over a Scottish defender. The referee ruled that as that a player cannot jump over another player to avoid a tackle, and disallowed the entire try for what would have been probably the try of the weekend. Looking at the replay, Murray saw the defender coming in low, and instinctively leapt over him before touching down. It was a display of incredible athleticism and quick thinking. Now here's where I critically have to look at the rulebook. Rugby is fundamentally about attacking and defense. The attacker trying to avoid being tackled and the defender trying to complete the tackle. To penalize a player for successfully avoiding a tackle through skill and athleticism goes against the very essence of what makes rugby exciting. The rule exists primarily for safety reasons, but in this instance, there was no dangerous play, no risk of injury to any player. This Welsh attacker executed a clean, leap and landed without any problem. What makes the decision particularly frustrating is that we celebrate the sidesteps, handoffs, and evasive moves, but somehow jumping to avoid contact is deemed illegal. It's inconsistent with how we view attacking skill in the game. The decision significantly, in my opinion, impacted the match outcome. Wales would have taken the lead with that try, potentially changing the entire complexion of the game's final steps. That controversy again highlights the need for World Rugby to revisit some rules that may be unnecessarily restricting the attacking play. The sport should reward creativity and skill and not penalize it, in my opinion. So, World Rugby, please, just have a look. And now finally, some unfortunate news. Rugby legend and 2 times World Cup winner Steven Kitshoff announcing his retirement due to a neck injury. Steven Kitshoff had been a cornerstone for both the Stormers and the Springboks front row for years. And at 33, this retirement came earlier than expected for a prop. It's just highlighting the physical toll that the modern game takes on the forwards. The neck injury that forced his retirement demonstrates the serious risks that players take, and particularly in the front row. Medical advice indicated that continuing to play would risk his long-term health, so leaving him with a difficult decision, but necessary decision to step away. For the Stormers, losing Kitshoff creates a massive void. He wasn't just a powerful scrummer, but also a mobile presence around the field, and quite a powerful leader for his squad. Finding a replacement with his combination of skills won't be easy. The Springboks will also feel his loss heading into the international season. Kitshoff has been a reliable performer at the highest level, featuring prominent in their 2019 World Cup success and providing valuable depth in the prop rotation. His career legacy is secure, though. A World Cup winner, multiple URC titles with the Stormers, and respected for one of the world's premier loosehead props. His technique in the scrums and work rate around the field set standards for modern front rowers. This retirement also raises broader questions about player welfare and career longevity in the increasingly physical professional game. With players getting bigger, stronger, and collisions becoming more intense and more powerful, we're seeing more careers cut short by serious injuries. The rugby community wishes Kitshoff, and me as well, we wish him well in his retirement and recognize that a tremendous contribution is made to South African rugby over his career. Stephen, if you ever get to see this, thank you. Thank you so much for your dedication, your time, and everything you've done for South African rugby over the years. Thank you. Well, that wraps up our rugby roundup for this week. From the Lions Sharks URC battle to the Six Nations drama and the retirement of the Springbok legend, there's been plenty to discuss, and I'd really like to hear your thoughts on the disallowed try controversy between the Scots and the Welsh. Do you think the rule against jumping over tackles should make sense, or should it be changed? In my honest opinion, that rule is just stupid. And if World Rugby is so adamant on changing the rules, then they should really have a look at that one. From banning scrums off a free kick, and now there being a call to ban the Springbok using a bomb squad. I mean, things are just seems to be going completely ridiculous now. But drop your opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more rugby analysis every week, and check out my previous videos if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Please take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and join me next week with a cold one in hand as I cover this up and coming weekend's matches as well. Anyway, without further ado, people, peace out. See you next week.
Taken by Jared Evans, and Blair Murray beats yet more defenders, and away goes, bouncing off Scottish bodies, and then finding to Lupi Valatai, who scores for Wales.
If this gets ruled out, it'll be such a shame, because that was an electrifying moment. Here it is.
Yeah, I think So the player is running, but he's jumping to avoid the tackle. He cannot do that, so we disallow the try, we come back.
Yes, exactly. That was on the 40-meter line.